After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, Normandy was back in King Henry's hands. But 1 year later, his good fortune turned to tragedy. In 1120, his son and heir William Adelin died in a shipwreck. The future of Henry I's kingdom was in jeopardy. Henry desperately needed a new heir. With no legitimate sons left alive, he broke with tradition and chose his daughter, Matilda. Henry forced his barons to swear an oath to accept Matilda as queen. But when the king died, they broke their promise. England would not be ruled by a woman. Matilda's cousin Stephen saw his chance and claimed the throne. The crisis moved to the capital. At Westminster Abbey, Stephen was crowned king, but Matilda wanted what was hers. She was also lining up powerful supporters who would fight Stephen for her right to rule. Their conflict engulfed England in civil war. Fighting raged throughout the land. In 1141, everything focused on one of the kingdom's most strategic cities, Lincoln. Matilda's allies had commandeered the castle. But King Stephen was determined to take it back. He besieged the castle. Stalemate. As dawn broke on February the 2nd, everything was about to change. Matilda's half-brother, Robert of Gloucester, raced to break the siege. As Robert's forces approached Lincoln, Stephen's army turned away from the castle to face them. Robert could win Matilda the crown, but only if his army could win the day. Robert of Gloucester's forces approached Lincoln. Their task, to liberate the castle from King Stephen's siege. While behind Lincoln's walls, troops loyal to Matilda held the castle for the Empress. First, Robert's forces would stage an ambush to prevent enemy reinforcements from joining with King Stephen's army.
Obey thine hess.
Give me hestes. Scoutes, I ready to read. Ridende sua het. Scoutes, I ready for hestes. Where reader? Cursor is saddled, scouter is ready. Het will be done.
Wat beert in hesten?
Doende? Ridende sua het will be done.
Robert's men concealed themselves in a sheltered grove and lay in wait for the enemy.
Jerwe for blood on bal.
the foe!
Ich obey thine hess.
Robert defeated the first column of Stephen's reinforcements, but he knew more were on the way.
Said the better meaning, what wilt thou?
Give me Hestus. Ridende sua het.
What wilt thou? Ich tue so, du hättest. Ich obey thine hess. Hesse schulden.
With more of Stephen's reinforcements eliminated, Robert was steadily undermining the siege. Came to Normandy. Robert's men decimated King Stephen's reinforcements and were poised to break the siege. Continuing the push towards Lincoln, Robert sent in a large company of reinforcements to aid his vanguard. To further weaken the siege, Robert would need to cut off Stephen's supplies. He targeted the nearby market town.
Instead.
Matilda's cause, a large group of knights arrived at Lincoln to bolster Robert's army. With the market town in ruins, King Stephen's supplies began to dwindle. Robert received word that Welsh troops under Matilda's banner were en route to join forces with him. But King Stephen had the roads to Lincoln heavily guarded, and the route was not without risk, even for the hardy Welshmen.
Get thee ready for Hestus. Ye shall lay the yard. Ut readeth nu, Tullis. Duce is none more dead. But mean a word. Fell.
Making their way to Lincoln, Matilda's Welsh allies were ambushed by the king's soldiers. Robert's men would need to aid the Welsh if they wanted their help in breaking the siege. Joining forces on the road to Lincoln, Matilda's allied troops made for the castle to lift the siege.
Nu, Tulkes, ich liebe hier. Forward, Franks, mit Baldenes. Ich shall lay the yard. Certes.
Scouter, he ready, whether Schulen we gone. Way, Herr Reader, Scoutess. Courser, he saddled. Scouter, he ready.
Look at you be a dear to read it nu, Tulkes. But mean a word, fell. Duce is none more dead.
Robert's forces spotted a large detachment of Stephen's soldiers guarding the castle gates. If they hoped to liberate Lincoln, they would need to break the blockade and rout the army.
Courser, he saddled. Scouter, he ready to head well a Beodon. Ridende Swahet. With a Schulik for when they the Hester.
It is Seether for actors. Ut readeth nu, Tulkes. Der Sweden, der Stjärnande! Kriegers!
Robert's forces scattered the king's army, leaving the gates to the castle unguarded. Robert's men finally united with Lincoln's garrison. They could now use the castle to strengthen their army. To lift the siege, they needed to destroy the enemy camps surrounding the castle.
Safe to Hestes. You can have it that he building it on. You're right to done some work. Over there. Hey, every John. Intended.
Ik wil builden dat voor thee. Ik wil hebben dat die building anon.
Harken het aan.
Yarway Shattem.
Ik wil niet dat voor thee.
Boa is if who.
De schule hoe doe dit mij. Wir gaan zu Hestes zu fort.
Ik wil builden dat voor thee.
Servant Shattem. Yarway Shattem.
Aan een fresje marker.
Doe dit mij.
Poliendo.
Hey, every John. Intended. Harken het aan.
Wat ben je in Hespen?
And Celia builded thing.
Look at jou weer die ready, Frekkes. We shall lead. Greetings, new Turkes. Second gate, live here.
What needed?
Safe to Hestes.
Ik wil hebben dat die building anon.
It is seated for Actus.
Matilda's forces struck hard, destroying one of King Stephen's siege camps.
Send them out to Mina Warkis.
Sealy,
Harkeneth for Hestes. Understood. What may have been Hestes? See to Hestes. See they to what? Yeah, so is the head. See they to Ferranunda every chance. Manganala wait and Hestes. Broken day have. Under the way new. Mangana moving the says it. Estes uncovered. Steer away, Allah.
build out they that return.
Yes, they may have, but
Wave and Shaitan!
Unchen, Yuri for Hestes! Sage Unchens, awaiting Hestes!
King Stephen's army dwindled as Matilda's forces struck down another siege camp.
Intendeth well. As Hirende Hesta.
Tulkes. Yo, and Shanka for Thorpe.
Get to the red.
A grepeth for Hestes.
Fort Parden Redes. In Baldenes. Nimende to Maxiaros! Everything is unbeaten! Everything is for one day. The Sage Oceans awaiting Hestes. Destroy!
The king's army was scattered, and those who didn't fall fled. King Stephen was spotted, shielded by his men. To end the siege, Matilda's forces needed to capture Stephen and rout his army.
No, Tulkes.
Matilda's men closed in and finally captured King Stephen. Matilda's forces had won the battle at Lincoln. But the fight for the crown was not over yet.